So, to get my mind off of the fucking L.A. Russell shit, I watched that deleted video about L.A. Russell. Deleted be missing me, dog. Deleted be fucking missing me. I get where deleted coming from too, with the aspect of, you know, the cancel culture. Like, I'm not trying to be on some cancel culture when it came to that L.A. Russell shit. That's not what that is. You know what I mean? I was just basically saying, come on, bro. Just admit when you wrong. It's okay to admit when you wrong, right? Cause guess what we doing today, folks? I'ma just be on this side of, I'ma say this, and it's not that I don't agree with the fact that he is the villain. You see the title of this fucking video. You see the title of this fucking video. It's not that I agree that he's not a villain. You understand what I mean? I don't think he's heaven sent, for lack of better words, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? But the reason why I feel that Griffith is a great villain, and all right, so before I start this off, I want to say this. I wasn't finished. You know why I wasn't finished, y'all? Because as much as I say that Griffith did wrong at that moment, how are we judging the wrongness, right? Because if to you Griffith did wrong, right? By the same, you gotta equal judgments, right? Equal judgments. Don't be leaning towards this side because he's supposed to be considered the fucking hero. By the same logic, if Griffith to you did something wrong because of, specifically, if Griffith to you did wrong because of what he did to Casca and to the princess, but specifically to Casca, you didn't read the fucking manga. You know how I know you didn't read the manga? And you still feel as though Guts is a fucking villain. I mean, you guys still feel Guts is a hero. You didn't read the manga. How do you show the humanity inside of Guts? Because he's supposed to be considered the unhealed hero, right? But you don't do the same with Griffith. Now, mind you, Griffith did wrong. He is a monster. Let's just call it what it is. He's a fucking monster. But if you're going by your logic, right? Going by the logic of because of what he did to Casca, guess who else did it to Casca? Because of his own demons and the shit that it was done to him. Because don't get it twisted, Guts was also sexually assaulted. Griffith was sexually assaulted too. But Guts was also sexually assaulted as a child. Now, I'll give you, Griffith did make the choice. He probably did make the choice, more than likely, right? But we don't know what his child story was like and why he even does the things that he does. A lot of the times when young men back in the day, let's just keep it a buck. A lot of the times when young men back in the day were raised back that way, they more than likely had sexual trauma, whether it be by men or by women. And I don't think that it was a lot of fraternizing with little boys going on, okay? Even Guts, while he was in the group that he was in as a child, they kind of just sold his ass to which was crazy as hell. But Kentaro, you was wilding for that whole big black man trope. That was wild. That was a fucking wild trope. But, and mind you, that was like damn near only 2 characters that was black throughout the whole Berserk manga. I mean, not the whole Berserk manga until they got to the point where they was going to the Arab parts. But it was like, that was only 2 people that I've seen. And then 2 people that stood out. Let me say that. And it was the motherfucker that sexually abused Guts when he was a child, and Casca, who was sexually abused. You understand what I mean? It's a lot of abuse in sexuality inside of this fucking manga. If you're not, brace yourself before you come to this shit. It is not built for the weak. I promise you it's not. But I say all that to say that if you are, by definition, saying that Griffith did wrong because of what he did to Casca, you have to then put Guts in the same boat as Griffith. You have to both say, and I know it's easy for women to say, but I'm talking about to the niggas. To the fellas, y'all got to do the same shit. It just is what it is. He's in the same boat. Guts is just as bad as Griffith. Just because he stopped himself does not mean that he, for lack of better words, he had that dog in him. I know that, you know, when I say that, you know what I mean. He had that dog in him, dog. That's the for lack of better words, I can't see nothing else. Because he literally had that fucking evil spirit. He did it almost twice, my nigga. He almost did that to Casca. Twice. It's like, are you serious, my nigga? Nobody wants to talk about that shit, though. Nobody wants to talk about how Guts did the same exact thing to Casca. He stopped himself, but he did it. And it still happened, though, my nigga. You know what I mean? I would understand the aspect of he was probably in his wrong brain, and I don't know. Listen, I don't give a fuck about all that, nigga. That's not what this type of manga is. He didn't have a parasite infecting his mind. No. That was trauma. That was human. That was humanity. That was human. That was a human experience of a human losing their innocence, losing their freedom, their choice, their consent to a self-proclaimed. Well, that's a self-proclaimed. Griffith is more of the self-proclaimed hero. Guts is more of the I'm not a hero, but the humans look at me as such. There's a lot of demons that he, rightfully so, Guts wrestles with. It's a lot of things. You remember that moment, that scene where he walks to Casca after everything that happened, and he finally gets to see her up close in person, and as soon as she looks at him, they don't show us the visions of what she sees, but we already got an inkling that it's probably the visions of looking directly at Guts while she's getting assaulted. Not just that, but it's also probably the vision of her getting assaulted by Guts. Fuck! It's like, to all of the victims of sexual abuse, take care of yourselves, man. Take care of yourselves. It's like, bruh, take care of yourselves. Like that, we gone. I think that he did nothing wrong until he did something wrong. He did nothing wrong until he did something wrong. And that thing is that this is the thing that I have an issue with. This is the fucking mind fuck that I have with this fucking character Griffith. Because I remember some people's reviews saying completely that he did nothing wrong. I'm not one of them. I am not one of them. I promise you, I am not one of them. I'm not going to say that he completely did nothing wrong. Those people are psychotic and they deserve to, be dancing with the Kirk boys. You feel me? They deserve to be with them. You understand what I mean? But I will say this. I will say this. Until he did what he did, because people think that when I say until he did what he did, I'm not talking about it, even the sacrifices. Oh, no. I'm not talking even. I think that when he sacrificed motherfuckers, you got me. You got me. Because I was having this conversation with my boy Khan, and he's like, you know what? The next video you do, because of your views on fucking Griffith, make a video. I'm going to make sure I make a video then. I'm going to make sure I make a video and I'm going to explain myself. Some people has no explanation. Like, you can't just say shit like this and think that I trust your decision making qualities. I understand. I completely understand. But this is just for the shit. You know what I mean? Just shoot the shits. I think that Griffith did nothing wrong until he did something wrong. My thing until is not the sacrifices. I think that for what he did, the sacrifices that Griffith made to basically supply the troops and the demand, and basically, I'm sorry, he was out here taking it up the booty, bro. Like, well, we go pause, but he was literally out here slutting himself. He was slutting himself out. He was slutting himself out for the squad, my nigga. And I hear people in the back like, that was his choice. That was his choice. You think? Do you really think that Griffith didn't have no choice? You don't think that back in the day that they weren't out here? There's multiple movies on this, but there's this show that they had where I think it was like King Henry. Basically he was, one of them kings that just off and loopy, right? But they say that King Henry had he had multiple wives and shit, but he had some boys too. Boys, you feel me? And there's not dukes, but what are the female counterparts of dukes? There were women that would basically be higher echelons and be rich, that would want to be close to the king. So what they would do is slut out their sons to be able to make sure their family was straight. It happens a lot, and it happened a lot back in the day, especially with a lot of those kings. They was touching on little children, not just little girls, but little boys too. Okay. But I say all that to say that Griffith was out here slutting his ass out. Pause. But he was out here ass open for these niggas, for the niggas for the squad. So you mean to tell me that I'm out here ass open for the squad, dog? Pause. You feel me? Pause. And you mean to tell me that y'all niggas y'all barely give me no fucking, y'all give me kudos. Y'all give me comments and likes and shit. The fuck? Bitch, you better give me your life, nigga. I deserve your life. I deserve your life. Yeah. I deserve your life. Cause you're not gonna be out here I didn't get no cakes. You didn't give me no motherfucking PlayStations and shit. I ain't get nothing. What'd I get for it? Oh, thanks, Griffith. Thanks. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you, Griffith. Now, what I think he did wrong was, where I think Griffith went wrong, where Griffith does wrong, is how he interacts with women. Griffith does wrong by his interaction with women. I'm not even gonna give Casca first of all, that sounds crazy. I'm not gonna go into what Casca's yet, because before what happened to Casca and Griffith, what happened to Casca because of Griffith, before that happens, he kind of just never minds Casca's advances towards him. She clearly likes him. Clearly she likes him, right? But I'm talking about the princess. Y'all remember that scene with the princess and he goes the fuck ballistic? He goes off because Guts, his fucking real true love, Guts, falls out of he's I'm done. I'm done for spreading my cheeks open for you, nigga. I'm spreading my ass cheeks open for your ass, Griffith. What the fuck you mean? I'm out. I'm done. I'm literally killing kids for you, my nigga. The fuck you mean? So he dips. He gets up the fuck out of here, right? He gets gone. Griffith goes on a fucking tirade. He no, why, Guts? Why? Griffith, get a hold of yourself, nigga. You acting like the booty part of the braid, nigga. The fuck? So Griffith basically goes on a tirade. He says, I'm gonna screw something. Something's gonna get fucked. And he goes towards the fucking, he takes the innocence of, I don't even know how old she is, mind you. I think she's in her teens, mind you. But that was, that was legal back in the day, probably. Probably maybe not. But he deflowers the king's. First of all, the king, let's just start there too. The king had some type of lustful thing towards his daughter's innocence. He found it sexually arousing. His own daughter. So let's just start fucking there. So the king was in the wrong too. Let's just keep it a buck. Griffith says, you know what? She's been making advances towards me too, all this time. Casca's there, but she's black. Why would I'm Griffith. Griffith, let's keep it a buck. Griffith didn't fucking fuck with Casca. He didn't even fuck with Casca. He did that shit straight out of spite, dog. And that's what you're not gonna get me to do. I don't think that throughout my 30 years of living, my nigga, I can't say that I have had that type of interaction where I'm fucking you because I hate you, or I hate something that's basically attached to you. That's crazy to me, dog, when I think about it. But it's I can understand. It's not right, but I can understand, right? because humans are humans. I'm not every fucking human being. I'm not every man. So there's men out there that be doing it. Just call it what it is. And some, let me keep it a buck, some women like that shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Some women actually like when they piss their man off and they want to be hate fucked. I don't know how else to say it. I know feminists in the back, y'all don't believe this type of logic as much as y'all profess that men ain't shit and, you know, all men are monsters and pigs. But yes, there are some women that purposely will piss their man off to be somehow get him riled up to like almost like abuse the pussy. I don't know how else to say that, but needless to say, he spite fucks, like out of spite he has sex with the king's daughter, right? And as he's having sex with the daughter, he's thinking about guts. He's thinking about guts. That sounds crazy. That sounds fucking crazy when I think about what I just said. He's thinking about guts when he's fucking the princess. That is wild. That is some wild shit. But we're here. So, pause for the niggas in the back. But he's smashing the girl. He basically gets all of the people riled up. Even the king basically walks in on them having sex, right? Mind you. He walks in on his daughter having sex with Griffith. Griffith basically gets kicked out of the kingdom and tortured and basically punished in the prison. And his whole crew, my bad, his whole crew is basically exiles, right? But this is the thing. He's tortured. His tongue is pulled out. His bones is broken. He's branded multiple times. He has a helmet on, like on some, what do you call it? The Three Musketeers, the mask, the Iron Man and the Iron Mask type shit. I'm not gonna hold you. If I did all that I did before I got here and then I get here, I fucked it up. Mind you, I did fuck it up. But none of my squad is like willing to like nobody but Guts. Nobody but Guts. I know Guts. If Guts would have found out, he's killing everybody. He's killing everybody. And I understand when Guts found out, it's like, no, bruh. No, dog. Everybody's just, I guess we just gotta forget about Griffith. We just gotta forget about Griffith because Griffith, you know, he did what it is. It's choices. It is choices. I will say that. It's choices. But I'm sorry if I'm out here taking it, you know what I mean, that way for these niggas, all the way up there for these niggas, and these niggas ain't ready for to die for me. The sacrifice, yes, it's not right, but all of you niggas need to get sacrificed, all of you. But here's the kicker though. Here's my second dilemma with the whole Griffith did nothing wrong. When he does the sacrifice and everybody is sacrificed to the monsters, he specifically leaves Casca. And you know why he leaves Casca? To get at his real love interest, which is Guts. Now, let's just leave Guts the fuck out of it, because he has an infatuation with Guts, right? Clearly. But it's Casca that's the true fucking victim in this shit too. The young lady at first was the princess. She was the victim at first. Well, truly it was Casca the victim at first when I think about it, but Casca is the next victim again because of that specific scene. And y'all know the scene because I can barely watch it sometimes. I can barely watch it because it's like, what hurts me with that scene is the fact that it shows a bit of humanity. It shows a bit of humanity. And it's the darkest, deepest, darkest parts. Spite is a human emotion. Lust is a human emotion. Revenge. It's like, we know that humans do this type of shit. But how they combined all of those was masterfully done. I will say that. It was masterfully done because I'm not talking about Griffith anymore. I'm talking about Casca. Casca was brutally sexually abused in that scene. And the thing is that as she was being abused, she still loved him. That's the fucking mind fucking this shit. As she was being abused, she still loved him. How many times do you hear stories of women that say, I just heard it last night on TikTok, of women that say things like, although I do not want this, like sex, I feel as though I am emboldened to do this, or I'm burdened to do this. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't want my wife even thinking of that type of thought. If she don't want to have sex, we're not having sex. The fuck? I don't even want you. That pussy it stinks when I hear some shit like that. You don't want to have sex and you trying to feel like you, no. I ain't gonna argue with you. But no, if you feel as though that you don't want to have, so she still loves him though. She still loves him though. That's the human shit. That's the human that you had humanity in it. She still loves him, even though he is currently sexually abusing her. Currently. So it's like, that's why I think that people give this nigga grace, because she gave this nigga grace. She did. She gave this nigga the L.A. Russell treatment that he is heaven sent, even though what he's currently doing to her is appalling, preposterous. She gave this nigga the L.A. Russell treatment. Guts, don't look at me while I'm being sexually assaulted by Griffith. Don't look at me. As she's probably going through a conundrum herself, because she probably does love him, and that's probably what her end goal was, is to have sex with Griffith, but not in that way, mind you. But to have sex with Griffith, it's the closest she's ever been with Griffith. It's the closest when she knows she's being assaulted. That's human. That scene is fucking human, dog. Again, am I saying that it's a right thing or no? I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong of Griffith to even try to think about doing that, but he's already did it before. And he's doing this shit specifically for Guts. Out of spite. He tells the demon to hold his head open, rip his fucking arm off so he don't fucking move, hold his eyeball open so he could see that bitch, poked one of his eyes out, dog, so he could see her getting abused. That's where, to me, that's where he is officially he's more than wrong. He's more than wrong. He is horribly a villain. He is the I wouldn't say best. That's kind of crazy word to describe him, right? He is the most fleshed out villain that I've seen in a while. And I think that another villain that comes to mind is the villain from Monster. You remember the little boy? You remember the little boy and what he did to basically, you understand what I mean? What other villains that I could say that basically did that type of thing? There's a couple of villains out there that basically was really well put together. But this is just this is probably gonna be my villain series. I'm gonna make a series out of this shit. But there are some villains that I'd be like, it's not right, but I understand. Some villains I'd be like, bruh, it's just not right. You just are horrible. You're just a horrible fucking piece of shit. But I digress. Villain of the century? Maybe. But because, this is what I will say. But because the original creator of Berserk is not able to finish his own story, I can no longer say that whatever comes after the last chapter of Berserk, before Kentaro Miura passed away, bless the family and all that, rest in peace to him. But everything before that is his. Everything after that, I'm not sure if I can say that it's canonically his work. I know there's some people that be like, well, he's already had people working on the story. Cool. I just think that if there was any possibility for Kentaro Miura to be on some, although I said this to y'all to be the ending, I want to change it a little bit, just a little bit, or change it a lot. He doesn't have the ability to do that no more. I wanted the ending from him, whether it be good or bad, horrible shit, abrupt, cliffhanger. I want it to be him, and it can no longer be him. To all of the creatives, I'm gonna end this off with this. To all the creatives that are doing passionate, loving, fulfilled work, and you really love what you're doing, take care of yourself. I'm saying this as I eat a butter lemon pepper wing, dog. I'm not gonna hold you. I do need to eat better. I need to order some. I be eating like after I ate that, I ate some like some tangerines and shit. But you know, tangerines is full of fucking sugar because of GMO and shit. But even apples, like it just, I try to do, but it's like just try. I do workouts a little bit more. Doing like my dumbbells and whatnot, like 20 to 40 pound dumbbells. I got a pull-up bar right beside do some push-ups. Take care of yourself, because it's like, especially us as men, man, when we get a certain age, our body starts literally to be like, all right now, nigga. And take care of yourselves. Listen to your body. That's all I wanted to say. Do I agree that Griffith was not wrong? No. I don't think that Griffith was wrong. I don't think that Griffith was not wrong at the very moment that he sacrifices him. When he sacrifices his whole entire group, that's when I feel like he's not wrong. But when he starts to sexually assault Casca, that's when I think he's wrong. Call me whatever you want to call me, white knight, all of that shit, simping. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Casca didn't deserve that bitch. Like, he didn't deserve that type of treatment from that nigga. And what hurts me is Casca probably, this is gonna sound crazy. This is gonna sound crazy because we're a human and we know how we react to what we say. I want to make sure that I give specific details. Casca loved Griffith, y'all. Casca loved Griffith. But she loved the person that could give a fuck about her. How many times you hear about this type of situation where a young lady loves a person that could give a fuck less about that young lady? Men, I know y'all know what I'm fucking talking about. So before I say this shit, Casca loved Griffith. During that scene, she was literally okay with it. Was she okay with the aspect of non-consent? I'm sure she wasn't. I'm sure she was not okay with the non-consensual factor. Of course she would want Griffith to literally be loving on her and caring and caressing her, lying to her. As long as the scene was put together in a nice, pretty, flowery, I'm sure she would be okay with it, even if Griffith could give no fucks about her body. That's the human shit in this shit. Could give no fucks about the person. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a man and I know I fucked some women that could give no fucks about me. I know that shit. I know that shit because they have told me so. You understand what I mean? All I'm saying is that moment is where Griffith lost me, when the whole aspect of Griffith could do no wrong. No, he did wrong right there. He did wrong right there. That's just my human. Like, that's just the humanity in me. You did wrong right there. The sacrifice? Listen, I'm taking it up the ass for my squad and these niggas giving me compliments. Nigga, you better give me something better than a compliment, nigga. Been taking care of y'all asses for so damn long. And I say that, but it's really the moment where she, I guess it's before the sacrifice now that I think about it. Because it's the moment where he takes advantage of the young lady, the young princess. He takes advantage of her. He could give a fuck less about her either. He could give two shits less about her either. So what, to me, the Griffith did no wrong? No, he did wrong. He did wrong. And it's specifically the wrong that he did was dealing specifically with the young women that surround themselves with a man that could care 2 fucks less about your body. That's some real fucking shit, dog. That's some real fucking shit, because it's like, I know that shit happens to this day. You feel me? To this fucking day, dog. To this fucking day, dog. I'm gonna get off of this. I know I'm gonna get pushed back. I know I'm gonna get pushed back. I ain't even not gonna. I know I'm gonna get pushed back from this. I'm not. Just is what it is. I know people are gonna be like, well, you're right, and then people are gonna be like, well, you're horribly wrong. How could you say this? I'm not saying that she deserved the shit. I'm not saying that whether she wanted it or not, it does not matter. I think that us as men still have to be careful on how we approach ourselves on women. You understand what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure that there's some men that know that these motherfuckers love these case in point, how many times did you be hearing these sexual assault, fake sexual assault cases? As much as women want to deny the aspect of how much it goes on, it's definitely ticking up, ladies. Sorry. But needless to say, the main thing is that even those men have to be careful in how they interact. Even the quote unquote good men should be careful in how they interact with women, because what if she really genuinely, like, truly fucking loves you, and you have the ability to knock her fucking head off, my nigga. Why would you fuck her if she's truly not your fucking type, and you know that she wants to be your wife? I had to come with that shit my damn self. That's a question that I've had to wrestle with myself. I know this young lady is literally standing outside my doors with a trench coat on. You feel me? Butt naked. As soon as I open that bitch, you feel me? Like, she's literally bent over, and I know she's no good for me. I know that I need to just leave her the fuck alone. You understand what I mean? I'm giving you scenarios. I'm definitely giving you scenarios. I shouldn't have made this shit personal, but it's just like the aspect of why I make it personal is because the interaction that us men have with women is, to me, still sacred. And when you do that and you ruin that sacredness, for lack of a better word, sacredness, y'all know what I mean. Y'all remove that aspect of the sacred aspect of it, right? To me, that is, for lack of better words, that's why we're here right now with the whole gender war shit. You know what I mean? That and many other reasons, but that's one of the main reasons of the abuse of women's bodies. You know what I mean? For the pleasures of men. And I don't even think it was for his pleasure. I don't think that Femto was getting pleasure from specifically Casca. He was getting pleasure because of his feelings for Guts, because of his revenge that he wanted to enact on Guts. That's the pleasure that he got from it. And you motherfuckers that do shit like that, because I know y'all out here. Y'all voyeur motherfuckers. I'm looking at you, nigga. I'm looking at you. Hell yeah, let's do it in the part so somebody could see. Let's get the people going. I'm looking at you, nigga. Nah, I'm being facetious. I'm not looking at y'all. Even though you want me to. You little nasty. You're a little nasty. Alright, I'm stop playing. I know that this video is going to get a whole bunch of hate views and hate clicks. It just is what it is. But yeah, my view is that Griffith did something wrong at the point where he involved himself sexually with the princess and Casca. That's where he went wrong. Sacrifices? You can miss me. Like, truth be told, I would sacrifice all y'all motherfuckers. If I'm taking it up the ass for the fucking crews, pause. If I'm taking it up the ass for the crew, which is what Griffith was doing, I'm sorry, but you niggas gotta go. Okay, nobody came to me with what they was trying to do to help me. Nobody even came to me with some motherfucking food, cheesecake, something, nigga. Lemon pepper wings. Y'all niggas ain't giving me shit. Y'all just resting on my shit that I gave for you niggas. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Even the scene where Griffith is basically looks down at his crew while he's up at the castle Castle taking back shots from this fatso. You feel me? He's taking that while he's looking down in the crew with the most disgusted look at them niggas. He does not, like, you can see on his face right then and there that he cares nothing for them, for that fucking crew. Right then and there. I'm not sure if y'all peeped that shit, but you didn't give a fuck. You didn't care. Because as long as he taking it up there, and it's not me. You feel me? Like, that's how he was looking at them niggas like, look at these fucking ingrates. These fucking morons. While I sacrifice my body for y'all bitch ass niggas, dog. Like, I'm sorry, but yes, the sacrifice, I'm sorry, you got it. You got me. But as far as how he uses the bodies of the women, specifically the young lady, the princess, and Casca, specifically Casca, but he manipulates, technically he manipulates both of them, but it's a little bit more with Casca, because that's just straight up, you know what the word I want to say, but I can't say it because it's YouTube. So yeah, you motherfucker, bruh. You motherfucker, dog. And what hurts, like I said before, I keep going back to this. What hurts me more is that Casca loves this man, even while she's being assaulted, even while she's being sexually assaulted. And that's the human shit in that fucking anime, dog. That's the shit that gets the fucking blood. Like, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, but I understand it. I understand it. It's not just a fucking hentai scene. I understand the human in this fucking scene, my nigga. I understand the humanity in this scene. It's fucking mind-blowing how I don't think I've ever seen an anime that does that type of thing. There are some, but not that graphic. Not that graphic. Kentaro Miura he did that shit, got away with it, and fucking passed away. Rest in peace to him. But you do that shit now, boy, you be shit out of luck, nigga. You up shit's creek, nigga. And like that, we gone. Bun K.